I paid a total of £45, which equals $60 for this broken 1TB Xbox One S. The listing states, console is being sold as faulty, it is not powering on, but any other faults are unknown. Console unit only. Let's get into it. Quickly before we get into the console, thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. It's another incredible milestone, and I want to thank every single one of you. Thank you so much for 5,000 subs. Back to the video. One thing I will say is that the console isn't in great shape. Also the fact it's rather dirty as well. If I show you the back as well, you can tell it's been open. Look at this. But the sticker's on, the warranty sticker. It shows the word Microsoft, so I believe it was taken off and just put back on. We've got some marks on the underside of it as well. Front of it doesn't look too bad. Let's see what happens when we plug it in and try to power it on. Really stinks of smoke as well, this specific console. Let's see if it powers on. Does it power on? No, we get nothing at all. I'm looking forward to this one. I've recently purchased a Flir iOS camera. It's a thermal device that allows me to detect where heat is coming from. So in the event of a short happening on a really small component, this is going to be very handy. Will I use it today though? That's the question. Let's get this console apart. I did a really cool like clicky transition, but for those who do work on these consoles, you will know that there are usually green screws which are indicated by where it says F. So we've got F6 down here, F5 here. There are no green screws on this console. The screws that are in here are so badly stripped, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into it. Look at that one, for example, and this one, and this one, and this one. This person must have used like a circular screwdriver head that I've never heard of before. I take that back. There is some green screws in this console. What has happened here? I just assumed, I looked at that and I thought, yeah, it's a silver screw. No, it's a green one. Where's all the paint gone? They've managed to snap the back plating off as well. This isn't looking good. This is going to be an interesting one for us, and I'll show you for why. I've just taken off the fan itself, and if I turn it around, you can see that there's a little bit of like a liquid mark running from the center down to like the fins here. Also seems to be some like stubborn liquid slash fluff right here as well. So underneath where that fan goes, which is where we have the APU over here, you can see little bits of liquid around here, also around the RAM. More importantly, on this rail here, this is the 12-volt rail. And I believe if we look closely, we could have a lot of components that have gone bust because of this liquid damage down here. Let's grab the multimeter and check if we've got a short to ground on the 12-volt line here in this connector first. My meter's in continuity mode, which is the mode that when you touch the probes, it beeps because of a continuous path. If I take my black probe and put it on ground, and then I take my red probe and put it on the 12-volt line, which is here, if it pings, if we get a noise, if we get a beep, that means that there's a short to ground, which there is. Hear that? Short to ground. Oh, wait a minute, it stopped. There is no more short to ground on the 12-volt line. Strange. I want to look at it under the microscope before we give it a clean, just to see if there's any clues as to what specific component could be wrong. This is the 12-volt line. These are the pins that I was testing a few seconds ago. And if I go down, you can see we've got a little bit of damage here. But then here, we seem to have issues. You can see that it just goes all the way down through each of these components and all the way down the 12-volt line. Here is quite a big area that's affected. Down here is another big area that's affected, and it just continues and continues and continues. These are the RAM chips that seem to also be affected, which is not good. I don't know if damaged RAM means that it doesn't turn on. I thought that would be more of a beep on, beep off issue. I'm going to test the MOSFETs on the 12-volt line. Theoretically, it should be okay because we didn't have a short on the 12-volt. However, I do just want to double check. Could be wasting my time here. The way that we read these MOSFETs that I've been told is in diode mode. So we put the red probe on ground and we actually use the black probe to read the gate of the MOSFET, which is the single trace going to that MOSFET. Numbers that we're looking for is around about 0.4 to 0.6. We have 0.6 on this MOSFET. We have 0.6 on this MOSFET. 0.6 here, 0.6 here, 0.6 here, 0.6 here, 0.5 here, and 0.45 here. That, to me, seems okay. Our next state of play is to try and track voltages around the board, standby voltages specifically. So I've plugged the power in and we're going to check each rail to make sure that it's there. Starting off with the 12-volt. If I just put this probe on ground, do I get 12 volts? You see we get 11.89, that is fine, that's good. So we have the 12-volt line. I'm just checking another position on the 12-volt line, and yet we got 11.88, that is good. Let's check for the 5-volt line. We can do that on this coil here. No. Okay, so we don't have 5 volts by the looks of it on this coil. I'm going to check another component just to make sure. These fuses up here, I believe, are 5 volts, and we get nothing. And the other fuse, nothing. So we don't have the 5 volt line. What about the 3.3? Do we have the 3.3? I believe that without the 5 volt line, we're not going to get 3.3. But by the looks of it, we don't have 3.3 either. I'm just going to check another component. No, we don't have 3.3. Do we have 1.8? I'm going to guess that we don't. No, we don't. We don't have 1.8 volts either. So the only voltage we've got is the 12 volt. In my head, because the 5 volt isn't there, what I want to try and do is inject 1 volt onto the 5 volt rail of any component and see if anything gets hot or see if any amps are drawn. If no amps are being drawn, I'm pretty sure it's okay. If amps are being drawn, it means it's sucking up the current. It means we have a short. I'm pretty sure. And I can use my Flir thermal cam for this as well. Wicked. I don't know how this is going to look on screen. It might be horrendous. It might be really good. The quality of it might be awful. So I might have to just put it in a small box. I'm injecting 1 volt now. Do we have anything on the board heating up? Doesn't look like it. The top right of the screen, that's my hand. But it doesn't look like anything on the board is heating up from what I can see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's my finger on the left. Okay. I've got to get used to this Flir cam. 1 amp is being drawn. Whoa, you see what's getting hot there? Look at that. Something was getting really, really hot up here. So I'm going to focus in on that area now. Here we go. Can we see exactly what is drawing? It looks to be coming. So that's reaching 36 degrees. That's coming from the other side of the board. That heat spot I showed before didn't equate to anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inject 1 volt onto the 5 volt line test pad down here. And we're drawing 5 amps at 0.7 volts, but I can't see any heat spots on the board at all, like not at all. Shout out to Chris, by the way, from iFix Consoles. He mentioned about doing it on the actual test pad rather than a component. Every time I was injecting on the component, it would go red hot on different components, but I think that's because I was injecting 5 volts into it. But as you can see, that's the clip where I've got the ground, but nothing. Absolutely nothing. Still drawing 5 amps. Strange. This one would have been quite short and sweet, but I want to leave it open to you guys to see if I'd done everything that I needed to and see if I'd done it correctly. I know there's a load of gunk down here, but on the 12 volt line, there is no short. So supposedly all of that is fine. I tested the MOSFETs. I checked for voltages around the board. I've got the 12 volt. I don't have the 5 volt. When I injected 1 volt on the 5 volt line, we draw 5 amps, but nothing gets hot. There's been no changes to the board by the previous owner from what I can see. So I don't know what else to do now. If you do know, feel free to type it in the comments down below. Maybe we can revisit this one on a stream. If you did enjoy this one, guys, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.